is A-Game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
We're A-Game, a 100% Black-owned company with an all-natural product and world-class customer service. We're headquartered in California, and we manufacture, package, and ship right here in the United States. We ship to more than 125 distributors worldwide. Normal processing is 2 to 3 days, and we employ virtual tracking until our product is received. So, no matter where you are in the world, here we come, and we're bringing your A-Game.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on SheepStaysLeepTV. Shout out to everybody who support this platform, man. Much love. Hit a number 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Hit a number 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Had a lot of little technical difficulties today. Just trying to get everything together. So y'all bear with me. I appreciate it. But put a number 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Please put a number 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, so I'm being heard. Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. So if you tuned in right now, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. After you hit the like button, hit the share button. Make sure you share this show. Make sure you share this show, man. Share it on your community tab, your Discord server, anywhere that you share videos. Make sure you share this show. Make sure you share this show, man. If you're catching a playback, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on SheepStaysLeepTV. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries, man. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries. Make sure you financially support the show. You could do so by going to CashApp $SheepStaysLeepTV. As CashApp $SheepStaysLeepTV is where you can go to financially support the show. So y'all make sure y'all financially support the show anytime during the stream. Make sure y'all hit the Cash App up. If y'all got any questions, any comments y'all would like me to acknowledge, just put it through with your super chat and I will post them. All other donation links will be in the chat room. All other donation links Put a number 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me now. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Okay, cool. So looks like I'm being heard. So Like I said, shout out to everybody, man. My bad for all the technical difficulties, but I'm just trying to get this stuff together. And we're going to get it together, man. We're going to get it right. So, like I said, shout out to everybody. Make sure you financially support the show. Make sure you hit the like button, man. Y'all see today's show. Is the Black Manosphere a comfortable space to dwell? Is it a comfortable space that us men can dwell? Is the Black Manosphere a comfortable space where we can dwell? That's the question for today. That is the question I need you brothers to keep in mind. Everyone that's tuned in right now and everyone who supports the Black Manosphere. Is it a comfortable place? Is it a comfortable space for men to dwell at this point? Is it? I need y'all to answer that question. Y'all don't have to answer it in the chat, but just keep it in mind throughout the show, because we have to understand the importance of the 10 life values. We have to understand the importance of the 10 life values as us being men. See, because the problem that's going on in this space is the men are not focused on doing what men do. And that's a problem. When a man is not focused on what he's supposed to be focused on as a man, a man's life begins to become chaotic. I need y'all to understand that. I need y'all to understand that. When a man's life becomes chaotic, right? You have to understand that this is where you get a lot of the things that we have today dealing with us. A lot of the results that we see today comes from men not focusing on what men should be focused on. You see? And the way a man should properly structure his life is, first, we must have a system. You see? And y'all follow me, because this space is called the Black Manosphere, right? The Black Manosphere. So I'm just describing what men do, right? Generally, what I'm speaking on is what men are supposed to be doing. You see? So men are supposed to set up systems. You see? Like I'm trying to set up or complete setting up my system so I can broadcast and give y'all better quality, like y'all can hear right now. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear it. I just have a few more things that I got to figure out with this whole, OBS thing. But as y'all can hear, I'm implementing a new system. What is the system that has been implemented in the black manosphere. That's what I want to know. I want to know what system, right? What is the system that keeps this space up and running? What is the system? Can y'all give me the name of it? Does it have a name? If it doesn't have a name, what does the system provide? We have to ask ourselves this, fellas, because when men are operating out of chaos, right? The men in turn becomes counterproductive and becomes toxic to each other. You see? We cannot. Can y'all hear me? What the y'all give me a second, y'all. Okay, cool. All right. I need to know that I'm being heard. All right. I appreciate that. But like I was saying, when men are not focused on what men need to be focused on, what happens is we become toxic to each other. When there's not a system incorporated into a brotherhood or into a group of men, or when individual men as individuals, when we don't have a system in which we follow, a lot of us, our lives are not together. It's not where it's supposed to be. And a lot of us black men, our lives are not where they're supposed to be because there is not a system that has been employed into your life that you can actually grow with. A lot of us black men don't even know a system in which will work for us. A lot of us are following the same system that we were just given and were handed to, like everyone else. You see, so first, this space, in order for it to even function correctly, we have to have a system. You see? What is the system in this space? Who provides the system? Who runs the system? Who created the system? And what does the system actually give us? What does it provide us, brothers? See, I'm giving you guys homework today because I need brothers to begin to think, really begin to think about what this space actually offers you as a man. You see, what does this space actually offer you, the listener, the man that's listening right now? What does this space offer you? That I think that's a suitable question for any man who listens to Black Manosphere content. They need to ask themselves, is this place a house or a home for me? See, does this space provide me a positive outlook on life? You see, does the men that operate in this space, does their content match what they say the space is about? See, because right now what we're dealing with in this space is this space is totally, it's toxic. For any young Black man that's coming and listening to this space, all he's going to come in here for the most part is he's going to hear a bunch of bickering, a bunch of arguing. He's going to hear a bunch of why you shouldn't deal with women, what's wrong with women. This is all a young man is going to hear. This is what he's going to hear. Now, you have your platforms such as this, such as the Bishop, where you can go and actually listen to men who actually care about the well-being of other brothers. Because you can hear it in our content. Because we understand that us brothers need a comfortable place to dwell. See, we need a comfortable place to dwell as men. We need a comfortable place to dwell. But is this space a comfortable place to dwell? Is the question, brothers. When you come here, are you comfortable? Or are you paranoid? When you come here and you get on a panel, are you nervous? Do you feel threatened? Do you feel like you even fit in around here? Is this space welcoming by how the men speak to each other, how men speak to you? See, brothers, what we're going to do in this space is we're going to get it together. We're going to get it together. Because, see, if you have 22, 23, 24, and 25-year-olds listening to your content, then as men, we have to understand that we're responsible for those brothers. We're responsible for those brothers. You know why? Because they're here seeking guidance from our content. So it's our job that we steer them in the right direction. It's our job that we give them the real and the raw. You see? But when a young man comes to this space, do he feel like that's what he's going to get? Because see, that's why a lot of young people don't flock to the space in the numbers that they should. The young men don't flock to the space because they hearing a bunch of older dudes arguing and bickering and not getting over their own issues. You see? And these young boys, how they thinking is, listen, if I'm gonna come on here and listen to old dudes argue, I might as well go outside on my block for that. I might as well go back to the hood because y'all done brought the hood to YouTube. So now when certain dudes is coming in y'all chat rooms, it feel like he walking in a project building around or through 20 dudes. You see? He feel like, damn, I gotta walk through 20 dudes to get in the building. That's how dudes are feeling when they come up on these panels. It's not a welcoming space. You brothers are not making it comfortable for men to dwell here anymore. This is why so many men have left. Because see, I don't know if y'all know, but a lot of the older guys that were around, I'm gonna say maybe 3 years ago, they're not here anymore. A lot of those guys just sit back and watch. They don't participate as much anymore. They don't come around as much anymore. And it's because of the foolery. It's because us never implementing a system. You see, I told y'all when men don't have a system implemented, they run around and run amok. You see? Because what a system provides is order. A system provides you with order, brother. It teaches you how to organize what you need to do. It teaches you how to prioritize your life. But being that there's no system in this environment, right? Being that there's no system in this environment, you know what you have here? No order, which is chaos. And this is why the Black Manosphere doesn't have a strong foundational structure. See? And this is why there is no money around here. Because what person that has a great product or a great service is willing to invest in a toxic environment? See, you brothers got to think about this. See, it's cool to, you know, have your production game up. That's cool. But what is the difference between screaming in your phone and screaming in the mic? Chaos is chaos. Whether you're doing it on your phone, whether you're doing it on a MacBook, whether you're doing it on an SM7B, whether you're doing it on a Rode mic, whatever. Chaos is chaos. Effery is effery. And that's what needs to stop around here in this space amongst brothers. See, you got to heal before you build. You see what I'm saying? We got to heal, brothers. Because what a lot of these brothers is doing is they going out and buying studio equipment to still jump on panels and tell brothers to pull up. They still jumping on panels with $500 mics telling dudes to catch flights. So now what's the difference between him screaming in his phone and screaming in a goddamn $500 mic? Except everyone can hear him clearly now. So everyone can clearly hear him being an F-boy. Because that's who talk that type of stuff. See, we gotta, this is what I mean. We have to ask ourselves, is the black manosphere a comfortable space for men to dwell? We could look good. Yeah, you got your mic, you got your setup, you look nice, you on camera, cool. But what's next? Where's the order at? All right, you got your systems involved, y'all got things going, but now where's the order? Where's the order? Where's the order? There is no order because there wasn't no system involved. There wasn't no system created. See, all you did was went and upgraded your production. That's all you did. That's all you did. You just went out and bought things to make you sound good, which is a good thing because it presents you better. It does. But see, today we're talking about dwelling value. Production speaks to a guy's presentation, what speaks to a man's appearance value. So when people are listening to us, they hear we sound clear, we don't sound choppy. I understand that. That's appearance value. See, that's how we convey ourselves to the world. That's appearance value. Okay, that guy got an SM7B. He sound clear. You know, he got everything up and running right. He got his graphics together. He got things looking good over there. His appearance is together. But what about the space that you're putting your content in? What is the quality of the space that your content is dredged in? See, that's what we talking about today. We speaking on the dwelling value. Do men even like to come to this space and hear men speak about men's issues anymore? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? Shout out to Hills In. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, fam. Shout out to D-Ski. Appreciate you, D-Ski. You see? Now, look what the brother D-Ski just put in the chat. I appreciate the super chat, bro. But he said, I got to highlight what he said. Look at what he said. You see why I'm asking these questions today, brothers? You see why? Is this place a house or a home? Or is it a project building like them little black boys that's standing on my thumbnail? They standing in the middle of the projects. That's where they standing at. They standing in the middle of the projects. So that's what the black manosphere is? Because look what the brother D-Ski just said. He said this space is about cash apps, super chats, clicks, views, and the need for content creators to feel important. The spectacle of hope I had for this space is gone. See, that's a problem. See, that's a problem. That's a problem, fellas. And D-Ski always shows support. I see him in all the brothers. I see him in different chats in the black manosphere. He supports. He supports. But why does he support? He supports because he agrees with we are our own agency, brothers. He agrees with that. He understands the value of brotherhood. And he was willing to support brothers because he thought that's what brothers was exemplifying. See, brothers, we got to stop letting the men in this space down. Let me repeat that. We have to stop letting each other down, brothers. We have to. We have to. We have to stop thinking that brothers are not disappointed in what they see and what they hear. Brothers are extremely disappointed, man. Whether y'all believe it or not, they are. They are, man. This space has become toxic. Not just for the content creator, but for the viewer. The guys who watch us. A lot of these guys don't want to watch it. They don't. They don't want to watch the same things that they've been watching their whole life. Do you understand that, brothers, in this space? Do you understand the importance of dwelling value? Do you understand the quality, the importance of the quality of your environment? We always sit up here and talk about Pookie and Ray Ray and how Pookie and Ray Ray come from the hood and how the hood is not a good place to be and how the hood is not a good place to come from. But we brought the hood to the Black Manosphere. And I'm not talking about Pookies and Ray Rays and brothers that you deem a certain label. We all are consumed with the BS. Why? Because our values were replaced with BS. So this is why you got a brother like Deesky who feel that this space is all about cash apps and super chats. Because he's noticing that the quality of brothers' messages is getting watered down. You see? The integrity of the space is losing its integrity. It's not a place where men want to come and be anymore. See, because what's been going on lately in this space, you might as well go watch Tommy Sotomayor. You might as well go to the black sector of YouTube where all they do is roast, dox, threaten, and do all that stuff. They got a whole sector of YouTube for that. Why don't y'all take that over there? If you want to be entertainers and conduct yourself like a bozo, there is an entire space on YouTube. It's called Black YouTube, the black sector. Go over there. You could do all the roasting. You could do all of the BS that you want to do over there. And guess what, fellas? You can go over there and get paid. So you can go and dwell in a toxic environment and get paid. See, over here, we are removing the toxicity out of this space. We're removing the toxicity. This stuff got to go. Because I'm seeing more and more brothers leave this space. The toxicity of the environment in which we call the Black Manosphere, we dropped the ball with a brother who committed suicide earlier this year. Rest in peace to Force Windu. See, that body's on us, fellas, because that brother was here. That brother was here. He was here, and he supported brothers in the space. He supported the brothers who were in this space. So that means he came here for help. He came here to heal. See, because from the information that we got about Force Windu, he had the external 5 of the 10 life values. He had them already on lock. He had them on lock. He didn't have to worry about that. He didn't have a problem with mobility. He didn't have a problem with education. He had a great profession. I don't know what he did in his leisure, because maybe his leisure value was low. That could have also came from a lot of other things. And he was making good money. His wife wasn't complaining about them struggling or anything like that. So Force Windu came to this space because he needed help with his spiritual value. He needed help with his mental health. He needed help with his emotions. He needed help with his identity and him feeling comfortable in who he was. See, Force Windu was an example of a human doing and not a human living. He was not living. And there's a lot of us brothers in this space that are suffering in silence. And we use the external 5 life values, which is mobility, education, profession, leisure, and wealth, as a way to cover up them being underdeveloped in the internal 5, which is spiritual, health, family, appearance, and dwelling. You see? See, the problem is the money's not the problem in this space with brothers. It's the dwelling value at this point. A lot of the men who were donating a lot of money to this space, they're leaving because it's a toxic place to be. The quality of this space, it's shitty. This is why the big donators, the big kahunas, they're walking off, fellas. D-Ski is one of them. D-Ski is one of them. D-Ski is one of them. He's one of them. He's one of the brothers who has donated. He's one of the brothers who've been dropping bags for a while. So the money ain't the problem. I keep telling y'all, it's these internal 5 life values that y'all trying to run from, fellas. This is a poor example of a space for us to be representing. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. If we're going to rate the quality Let's rate right now in the chat room, fellas and ladies who watch Black Manosphere content. You're welcome to chime in also. But I need my brothers on a scale of 1 to 10, put in the chat room from 1 to 10, the quality of this space, the quality of it. Is it toxic or is it progressive? From 1 to 10. 10 being progressive and anything behind 5 is toxic. But y'all give me a rating on your own. How toxic is this space? From 1 to 10. That's how we gonna do it. I'm gonna give y'all 2 questions. That's how we gonna do it. From 1 to 10, how toxic is the space? And then the next question is, from 1 to 10, how productive is the space? I see 3s, I see 4s. It's highly toxic. Okay. I'm gonna wait to get some more input. But how toxic is it? And how productive is it? Because see, either way, with just the responses that I have here, with these responses that I have here, it is telling me that this space is no longer productive for us brothers. And that has to change. And it has to change like immediately. You see? We have to pay attention, brothers, to where we dwell. Because we always say when we have conversations, right? We say things like, I am a product of my environment. When you say you are a product of your environment, you are saying, or you are speaking about the dwelling value. You're speaking to the quality of the environment in which you were raised in. You see, brothers? You see why today's question is important? Is the Black Manosphere a space, a comfortable space for us to dwell? Because a lot of us that grew up in the hood, we grew up in poor dwelling conditions, poor living conditions. A lot of us grew up in the projects. And if we didn't grow up in the projects, we grew up not too far away. Or we grew up playing in the projects. Our friends were from the projects. When you come from living in housing authorities, right? That is a poor dwelling. That's poor dwelling. You are living in poor living conditions when you living in the projects. This is why if you ever knew anything about the conscious community, I forgot the guy who made the DVD, but he had a DVD called From the Pyramids to the Projects. From the pyramids to the projects. How do you go from being a king to being a savage? We got to look at, there's a couple of things we have to look at. And one of the things we look at is a person's environment, because you are a product of your environment until you're able to understand and process what happened to you. But as a child, you are a product of your environment, because you have no say on where you're born and where you're raised. You see? So is the Black Manosphere a cyber project housing authority? Hmm? Let me repeat that. Is the Black Manosphere a cyber housing authority? Is it? Is the Black Manosphere a bando? Hmm? Is it a bando? Hmm? Is it a brothel? Hmm? What is it? Is it a cave? Huh? I want y'all to meditate on these things, fellas. What is this space? What could what could you compare this space to when it comes to living spaces, living quarters? Is it a cave? Is it a beach? Is it a mountain? Is it a cliff? Is it a parking lot? Is it a club? What is it? And when I say what is it, I'm asking the men who participate in this space, how do you see it based on what you see that's going on? See, because when I first came in this space was a university. This space was a school. See, this space was a school. You see, where you had an assortment of brothers with different skills. I always compared the Black Manosphere to a cyber version of like a resource type of agency. This is how I saw the Black Manosphere. You see, I saw it as this virtual resource for men. It was like a virtual hub where men could come, and if you need advice on health, physical health, you got brothers who work out. You got brothers who can help you with losing weight and all of that. Then you had your men who were involved with mental health. Then you had the politic guys. Then you had, well, you never really had the finance guys in, as their own little group, but they participated in the political talk. Then you had your spiritual aspect. See, now this is just like a big fun house. It's a big fun house because there's no order. And there's no order because there was no system implemented. Men need people, but men in particular, we need systems. We need things that we can operate and move in. You see? Because your computer has an operating system, right? Your car have a system. Where's the system here in our space, fellas? What is the system that we have? If it was ever one employed, please let me know. I ain't never see a system employed around here. And I didn't see no one involved in any systems. This is why this space hasn't made any progress. See, the other manosphere, they're making progress because they understand the concept of SOS, which is system, order, and structure. They understand that. This is why they're out in the real world fighting for things to change for their group of men, because they implemented a system. They remained orderly. They stayed organized. Everybody knew they role and played it. Nobody stepped on nobody's toes. Nobody wanted to be King Jaffe Joe. Nobody's bigger than the cause. Everyone's wins. Win, win, win. We all win. See, when these laws start changing, we all win. See, that's what the other manosphere understands, because they understand system, order, structure. And that is because they have values. The system that they implemented is based on values. It's not based on money. It's not based on subscriber count. It's based on values. You see? See, you can't be an MRA and not have morals. You can't be an MRA and be an amoral pragmatist. Then you're not MRA, because you don't have any morals. So you'll treat your brother any kind of way, which we already saw with these amoral pragmatist kind of guys, or these guys who don't have no moral compass. What they do is they promote toxicity in the space. That's what they do. Because that's all they can do. Because they don't have a value. They don't understand spiritual value. And when you don't understand spiritual value, it leads to poor health, which leads to you creating a jacked up family, which will lead to you dwelling in horrible conditions. And then to the world, we'll just continue to look like pieces of trash the way the world see black men already. You see? They'll continue to see us the way they've been seeing us, because that is the way we're conveying ourselves. We're conveying ourselves as dressed up idiots. Because guess what? That's what the hood or the ghetto or prison or any toxic environment in which people dwell, that's the thinking of those people. Long as I look good, I could be a piece of shit. I could treat people horribly because it's about how I look. See? This is why a lot of your Instagram chicks, brothers, when the reason why you can't never go to her crib is because she don't have a house. She sleep on her homegirl floor on an air mattress, and she take all the pictures in the bathroom so she could get your money. But you don't never stop and think how this woman is living, her dwelling conditions. And you know why you don't think about it? Because you living in squalor. You living in filth and trash. You living like that. That's how you dwell. That's the living conditions that you are faced with. You see, brothers? This is why I say we have to heal before we build. We have to heal, fellas. We have to. Because we have created an environment that is no longer serving the original purpose that the men set out for the space. And what I want you brothers is to understand is stop thinking that there's not men who want this stuff to change. That some of them are in my chat room right now. Brothers are disappointed in this space, brothers. That's a problem. We need to fix that. We need to fix that with our content. With us, we have to employ values back into this space. We don't understand the importance of values. We've lost that. A man is not a man without a value system. And this is the black manosphere. So what you stand on, bruh? What you standing on? You standing on arguing over talking points? Think about that. If you don't like arguing in your house, why you like arguing on the internet? If you don't like arguing in the house, why you like arguing on the internet? If you are dwelling in a place of good standing, then why do you allow people in your cyber community to bring the value of your environment down? If you don't do that in real life, why do you do it on here? See? Because the black manosphere is our home, or it's supposed to be. It's our house. We must turn this house into a home. Because we all know that the majority of us come from the projects. A lot of us brothers come from the projects. We come from poor living conditions. And we had to work hard to get out of those living conditions and got to continue to work hard to never go back. But if you're not going to go back to your neighborhood offline, why does your space represent your neighborhood online? I need y'all to answer that. There's another question I need you guys to meditate on. Should the quality of your environment offline match the quality of your environment online? Should those things match? Because I'm hearing a lot of brothers in this space talk about how good they living, how they not worried about nothing, how this is good, life is good, life is good. Like Future said, life is good. But we don't see it in the content. We don't see that in the content. The brothers who are watching and who are here for inspiration, they're not seeing that. They're seeing turmoil. That's what they see in this space. Come on, man. Look at what's being said in my chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Salute to y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. But look at what the brothers are saying. I shake my head a lot of days. You see? Look at what's being said. Some of them argue like teenage girls. Look at what's being said. Do you know what that mean, brothers? That mean that we're being held to a high standard. Y'all want to keep talking about the high value man, the high value man, right? Y'all want to keep talking about that. But it seems like y'all forgetting the value part. And the only value that y'all attach to the high value man is the appearance value. See? But see, anybody could look good. See, if you sprinkle sugar on shit, it's still shit. You see? So what is it to have on $1,000 suit, but you walking into a furnitureless living room? What is it to live like that? And trust me, there's a lot of guys living like that, especially on the internet. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. A lot of these guys are living, their dwelling conditions are horrible. And I'm not just talking about maybe the environment, like far as how much things cost and all of that stuff. I'm speaking about the quality of the people that they're dwelling with also. See? You have to understand this, fellas. We have to understand the importance of the quality of living, the quality of our environment in which we live. It's very important because that also speaks to leadership. What type of leader are you? Some of y'all are chaos leaders. Some of y'all are leaders of conflict. See, that speaks to your dwelling value. That speaks to how you lead in the house. You see? Now, I need brothers to understand the importance of that. Because a lot of guys on here, man, They don't understand that the men who are here and who are not happy, they're not learning anything anymore. They're not learning anything progressive anymore. What they're learning is they're learning that this space and the men who are in this space are not ready to grow. Because all of the things that we see going on around here, they're growing pains. It's growing pains. You see? That's what it is. The arguing and the bickering it all derives from ego. See? And if you're using your ego to win an argument or to destroy the next brother, you're toxic. You're toxic. And you're creating a toxic environment for men, not for women. We ain't talking about women. For men, for men who are looking to be more productive in other areas in their life. Because the men, like I said, the men that come here and support this space, they're not coming here for money because they got it. They're coming here for the internal five. They want that spiritual guidance. They might need some health. They might need some health information. See? They might need some help dealing with family issues, dealing with child support. See, that's what this space used to offer. Resources. And this is why the guys are feeling the way they feel. And they're expressing it in my chat room. This is a problem, fellas. This is a problem. This is why I say, man, we got to heal before we build, fellas. You are more damaged. Let me repeat that. You are more damaged than the men who are actually coming here for help. Understand that. I don't think y'all understand the importance of that. You see, that's scary, because to a man who's been here and who has been supporting, it's like, was I being bamboozled the whole time? Why in 2021 brothers is still on the same tomfoolery that they've been on? Why does this stuff still occur in this space? And of course, most brothers will give you excuses or try to make it seem like, oh, well, this is just going to happen. No, some of this shit could be mitigated. Y'all choose not to mitigate it. Y'all choose not to because y'all know beef gets y'all views. Y'all know that already. Conflict. Conflict. Y'all know this already. So what y'all try to do is y'all try to make excuses. I'm gonna give you an example, a live example that just happened the other night on Kuda Show. It was a young brother on there named Fighter. Fighter came out and said, "Yo, man, I'm a young brother, man. Y'all up here going through all this stuff. What can I learn from this? What can I learn from y'all older dudes? All y'all do is be up here arguing." And instead of brothers taking into consideration what this young brother just said, dudes totally ignored it and made an excuse. You see? And dudes did it to the point where Fighter just went on mute. He shut up. He regretted even bringing it up. See, that's toxic. A man should never feel uncomfortable expressing some stuff he disagree with in this space. He should never feel threatened. He should be able to say what he want to say comfortably, especially if it's a concern. But you dudes run around here and think, oh, this is just the way it is, so brothers got to accept it. That's very gynocratic of you. That's gynocrat. That's gynocratic thinking. Oh, well, this is just how it is, and this is just what you... No, that's cap. That's cap. And see, that was an example of what I talked about yesterday with the boomers versus the Gen Xers, because that's what the boomers did to the Gen Xers. When the Gen Xers came to them and asked them for answers for why things was going on in the way in their life the way that it was. You know what the boomers told them? I don't know, figure it out. And now you got Gen X's and millennials in this space doing the same thing to Gen Zs. Well, I ain't got to do that. I ain't none of y'all role models. I ain't this, I ain't that. Then why you here? Go to the black sector and go entertain. Go over there with Tommy and do the shit Tommy do. Since you're not here to help brothers. Since you're not here to be a role model for other men. Go to the black sector and do all the roasting and all the effery that you can get away with. And guess what? They pay good over there, bruh. Tommy done moved 2-3 times to 2-3 different mansions. They pay good over there, bruh. You might as well take your ass over there. Since it's about you not being nobody's leader. I ain't nobody role model. Yeah, because you grew up without any. In your environment, you ain't look up to nobody. So now you want to try to make these young men that come around here, you want to shame them for feeling like they should look up to another man. See, if that's what you're going to do, take your ass to the black sector, you go make a bunch of money. You go over there and be with Tommy and Styles and LA, and Vic Damone and all those guys. You could go over there and make money. That's the black sector where they do all the tomfoolery that we doing over here in the black manosphere. This is why the men over there in the black sector don't take black manosphere men serious, because we over here doing the same goofy stuff and trying to get paid off of doing the same goofy stuff that they doing. Look at the Ugandan midget. He sat in the manosphere for all these years, but look at how he raised his fortune off of doing idiot stuff. Doing idiot stuff. Ain't got nothing to do with black men. Ain't got nothing to do with the black manosphere. So what is this, a stepping stone for you dudes? Is the black manosphere a homeless shelter? Is it a homeless shelter? You know, because once you get your voucher, you go and get your place to stay. So is this a housing shelter for you dudes? So when you get your money up off the backs of black men, you go run off and be a savage? Like O'Shea did? Like Lord Fanny Pack? That's what y'all want to be. And you know what? And you know what that mentality produces? It produces generations of them young black boys that's on my thumbnail, standing in the middle of the projects and don't know what's going on. And that is what this space has become. Wally World. Where's Waldo? Wally World. The projects. The projects. I remember you could turn on anybody and hear dudes citing John Henry Clark. And hearing dudes talk about the mystery schools. You don't hear that no more around here. You hear a bunch of debauchery. What women doing with their vaginas. So before I close this show out, ask yourself, fellas, is the black manosphere a comfortable place to dwell? Then you wonder why there's a lack of leadership in this space. Because we're under poor living conditions. And when a man is under poor living conditions, he's forced to survive. So he's still going to lead, but he's going to lead in a toxic way. Because he's in a toxic environment. You see? And that's what we have here. We have men existing in a toxic environment as long as it's paying them. As long as I get my donations, I'm good. I don't care about how toxic the space is for other men. Well, guess what? What is the difference between you doing that and you standing in front of the project building selling crack? What's the difference? What's the difference? You're still getting money under poor living conditions. So what's the difference between you standing out on that block with crack and selling money and getting money than you getting on here in this toxic space and selling your crack, which is your so-called content, for money? What's the difference? The quality of the environment remains the same. You got dudes in here telling dudes they want to murder them. You got dudes in here threatening people's lives, talking about people's children, all the same stuff that go on in front of them project buildings. And some of you dudes who are participating in this activity call yourself educated lames. But y'all running around here doing project shit. Because that speaks to our dwelling value of this space. So before we go, let's go over the 2 questions I need you guys to meditate on. Is the Black Manosphere a comfortable space for men to dwell? And is this space more toxic or more progressive to the men who come here to participate in the space? Are we helping or hurting the men in this space with our content at large? I'm not talking about who just come in your chat room. I'm talking about at large. Does the environment, the quality of this space, the quality of our environment called the Black Manosphere, is it promoting good things or bad things? Is it helping men or is it hurting men? For the most part, what I see, I'm seeing a lot of hurt men. And this is why I say, brothers, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build. And the way we do that is we assess the internal 5 of the 10 life values, which is spiritual, which is appearance, which is dwelling, which is family, and which is health. Today, we're talking about where you live, your living conditions. We're talking about your cyber living conditions. Because just like you have a community that you live in the real world, there's also a cyber community that we're a part of. What is the quality of that environment? Is it helping us or is it hurting us? And is this space a comfortable place for men to dwell? I need y'all to make sure y'all answer those questions for me, fellas. And on that note, if y'all enjoyed the show, first, make sure y'all like the stream. Make sure y'all share the stream. After, make sure you donate to the stream, financially support the show. You could do that by going to CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. That's CashApp $SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV is where you can go to financially support this show. And as y'all know, fellas, this episode has been sponsored by A-Game. A-Game, a herbal male solution. A herbal male solution. Fellas, hit the link in the description box. Hit the link in the description box. Let's get on our A-game. We have to begin to clean up this space, fellas. But we're going to need a lot of energy. We're going to need a lot of strength. We're going to need a lot of focus to do this. So let's get on our A-game, fellas. Hit the link in the description box. Get on this A-game regiment because we promote lifestyle over here. We promoting a different lifestyle for men. So hit the link in the description box. At checkout, type in promo code sheep and the number 10. That's sheep and the number 10. The number 10 at your checkout for a discount on your purchase. I appreciate everyone for tuning into today's show. Much love to y'all. Shout out to the Masculine Mercenaries. One love to everybody who tuned into today's show. And brothers, before I go, remember, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build, because we are our own agency. We are our own agency. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Hey y'all, Donnie Keith here, aka Auntie Peaches from the Aunties Radio Show, also on The Voice of Reason. I'm here to say that ever since my man started taking A game, he's been on top of his A game. What? When I say A game, I mean his A game. He's more focused. He's definitely working out more. His attitude is better. And he's not complaining of all over body aches due to poor blood circulation, because A-Game provides great blood circulation, if you know what I mean, ladies. That blood circulation. Sometimes I have to hide the A-Game in the bushes when I'm out walking the dog, just because I want some sleep. If you know what I mean, ladies. Stay on top of your A-Game, fellas. Get your A-Game.